Good morning, great Americans. It's another great American video. It's just 2 more days before the 2025 inauguration of Donald Trump. And this is just a little muse of mine on what he should say in the inauguration. I'm a big fan of the Disneyland attraction of great moments with Mr. Lincoln. I saw it as a kid, and it even struck me as a kid, even though maybe I didn't fully understand, but it was very moving, and it's still moving today. It's really good. If I was Donald Trump, I, I would quote this quote by uh, Abraham Lincoln, and at a certain point in the quote, I would literally point behind me at the Democrats in the deep state and the swamp rats on the stage, and I would point them out and front them off, and I would just lay down the gauntlet. Because there's a certain point in this quote where he should really say it and then turn around and point at him. Man, that would be just so awesome. But here's the quote from Abraham Lincoln. At what point shall we expect the approach of danger? By what means shall we fortify against it? Shall we expect some transatlantic military giant to step the ocean and crush us in a blow? Never. All the armies of Europe, Asia, and Africa combined could not by force take a drink from the Ohio or make a track on the Blue Ridge in the trial of 1,000 years. At what point then is the danger to be expected? I answer, if it ever reaches, it must spring from among us. It cannot come from abroad. If destruction be our lot, we ourselves must be its author and finisher. As a nation of free men, we must live through all times or die by suicide. End of the quote. Abraham Lincoln was right. Recently, Trump said that the left is the enemy within. And of course, the left and the mainstream media just went nuts, as they always do, because they can't handle the truth. But they are the enemy within. The left is anti-free speech. They are anti-constitutional rights. Many, if not most of them, are anti-God. They embrace all manner of evil, from late-term abortion to mutilating children's genitals. Can you imagine Abraham Lincoln supporting the mutilation of children's genitals in the name of transgenderism? My God, what an evil. They are the evil among us. They are the enemy within. And if Trump was to read this quote, and as soon as he reaches the part that says that if danger ever reaches us, it must spring up from amongst us, he should immediately point at those bastards on the dais and let everyone know who the enemy is. They are the enemy. And I would just give $1,000,000 if I had it. If Trump would just make a short speech, just say something to the effect of, you know what, I've got a lot to do, and I've only got 4 years to do it. I'm pressed. I'm going to do my best, but let me just make this brief quote from Abraham Lincoln, and then make that quote, point those bastards out, and let people know that the war is on. They want a civil war. They stole an election. They've been corrupting the criminal justice system in order to jail political opponents. They've used the FBI to attack moms and dads who don't want their kids groomed. I mean, they are the enemy of freedom. And I think it would do well for Trump to let it be known what they are in no uncertain terms, right in front of their faces, right in front of that Capitol. They are the enemy within. They really are. And that's a fact. And Abraham Lincoln was right. Nobody's gonna invade us and destroy us from the other side of the planet. That could never happen. not only are we the most powerful military, but then we, of course, we have the oceans as a natural barrier. We're safe. Our destruction will come from within. Now, sadly, well, I don't know, sadly or not, but human history tells us that no empire ever lasts forever. Because of human nature, greed with wealth and power come greed and corruption. It's part of our fallen nature. And people, uh, not all people, but enough people give into it, and thus empires always fall. So the likelihood is that it'll happen to us too. And that's what the left represents: evil and corruption, greed, and everything. Now, it's possible that we could be the first empire to buck the trend, and actually not fall. But the only way for that to happen is for good, moral, godly people to rule, and for generation to generation to pass on the torch of liberty, the divinely inspired idea that our rights don't come from government, they come from God, and it is the job of government to protect God-given rights. If But parents have failed, and schools have failed to now schools teach hate. And that's another thing. But I can't. Okay, I don't want to get into other stuff. I have enough videos on that. But the corruption runs deep, not only in government and leaders, but in institutions like schools and media and everything. It's a battle between good and evil. I mean, I hate to go there, but let's face it, man. The immortal battle between good and evil has manifested itself in many ways, in many forms, throughout the ages, different types of people. Wars, you think of wars and Adolf Hitler, and that's one thing, but in other ways too. The slave trade is still big in the world. We got rid of slavery. We think it's over. It's not. The war between good and evil manifests itself in many ways in the world, and evil has manifested itself in the left and the Democrat Party. And if Trump had not won this election, I don't know what would have happened. But thank God he did. I really hope he. I'm going to put that quote in the description of this video just for fun. And it sure would be nice. He probably won't say it, but it sure would be nice if he would. But anyway, just a quick video before the inauguration. Please remember to subscribe to my Substack page. We got rid of the website. If you see any of my old videos with a link to my website, that link is no good no more. I decided to not pay for the website. Why should I pay for the website? All the videos are on Rumble and YouTube and BitChute and Odyssey, right? All the stuff is across like uh, um, um, X and Truth Social, and Getter and Parler. I mean, it's all everywhere. Why should I have a website? Who needs it? So I moved everything over to Substack. So please subscribe to Substack. It's free. So subscribe there, like and share the video. Have a great inauguration day. If you're going to watch it, you should watch it. I'm sure it's going to be historical. Even if you don't like Trump, it's a historical moment. And I will see you in the next great American video. Adios, muchachos.